This video continues our discussion on how to deal with sex ratios. So in the last video we were puzzled by computing the sex ratio, and it was very difficult to see how we should represent it in a nice way because of the oscillations. So I propose to do something different, and what we can do is, instead of just taking each year, just to compute the sex ratio for larger amounts of children, where we would be able to deal with this variability that makes our estimations to move. So I propose to just create 3 decades, so 1901 to 10, 11 to 20, and to the 20s and 30s, so we can actually calculate the sex ratio for them. So just let me write, so to 1910, 11 to 1920, to 1930. So rather than doing the average of the sex ratio, I am going to compute the number of boys and girls, and then I will do the sex ratio. And as I have so many columns, let me just mark them in some color so I don't get confused. So I could just use the plus, but I'm going to just show you another way of adding things up. So if we just write sum, or in your tenuous equivalent, it would be something similar, I can just mark a series of cells, and I'm going to 10, and then I close the parentheses. See that the function up here is sum f4 to f13, so this bit. And I say OK, and it's just adding them up. I can do the same thing, starting, I write sum, and then I do it from 11 to 20, and I close the parentheses, and finally the same thing, sum to from 21 to 30, the same thing. Remember the nice properties of Excel, so I can extend and I get the equivalent of girls. So I have boys, girls, and I have my new sex ratio. And then it is just a question of doing exactly the same thing, multiplying, and then there we go. See? Now we have something much more robust. We have almost we have 17,000, and those are numbers that allow us for a really robust estimation. So if I were to write a table or to write a graph, I have to provide some evidence of that I think that there's nothing going on with sex at birth, and there's no evidence of systematic misregistration, of infanticide, of anything of the sort. I would actually use this. So I would just copy and then paste this number and values. I think we've seen this before. And I would do something like this. So I would just do a very small table where I would just say, okay, this is what I get. My sex ratio does not vary significantly when I have large enough numbers, and this would be my evidence. Rather than just put in the graph and just try to deal and explain why there's changes, where we're just dealing with random variation, I think it is better to do something like this. I could just make it a little bit nicer, maybe. Just choose to put white, and then it will be ready to be pasted in Word. Let's just do it like that. And we're ready to go.